all formal. Is that thing recording?
Yep, it's recording. Entertaining folks.
Are we on camera? Did you look?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
I did good. Pulled it back so we didn't have to be quite so close to each other, so that's good. You lost your teams, didn't you? They're over there.
Oh, yeah. Where I couldn't find them. I'm like, I lost them already.
Oh, yeah.
You moved closer.
I did move closer. Because I'm looking at that. It doesn't look like it. I don't know. I think we're centered now.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. We picked our teams. All area teams. We sat and we hashed it out, and we disagreed, then we agreed, and then we disagreed, and we agreed.
We fought.
A little fighting.
Some punches.
He punched me so hard my goatee fell off.
Yes, yeah. But we are back. This will be our last basketball-themed show of the year. So
and as
we are going to pick our all-area
team.
boys and girls basketball teams for 2010-11.
Yeah, and as we've been doing, did we just start doing all the teams this year? Is that what
Yeah.
We're it's Nishnabotna and Sydney and Essex and Shenandoah and Corinda Academy and South Page.
Yep, all those teams are eligible to put members on the teams.
And we're considered.
This year, we picked a first and a second team.
Yep.
With 6 players on each team. We put 2 guards, 2 forwards, a center, and then a utility player on first and second teams for both boys and girls.
Yep, that's what we did.
That was our thing.
That's how we decided to do it. We always pick it as if we were trying to put together a team.
Right.
And we were going to take our best players and try to face somebody else.
We take into consideration things coaches have said about players. We take into consideration their stats. We take into consideration their team success.
What we've seen
firsthand observations, and we put all that together and we come up with our teams. So, what do you want to start, boys? You want to start on the boys' side? Okay, let's start on the boys' side.
I always thought it was ladies first. Let's break with tradition.
The hell with chivalry.
Chivalry is dead. I'm not laying my coat down for anybody. Well, equal rights suck.
Exactly. Yeah.
Equal rights suck. Guys, go first. Center, Jeff Titsworth, Cleveland Academy.
Very, very good player. Solid in the middle. He was a heck of a rebounder.
He was a machine.
Anything that came off the rim or the backboard, he gobbled it up. So.
Yeah. And they were, as we've established.
He was also one of the leading scorers in the area. Yeah. He had 15 points a game. So very, very deserving in a lot of different ways.
Unarguably the best team in the area. So
yeah. Our 2 guards. Who are our 2 guards?
Our 2 guards. Nick Alley of Shenandoah.
Correct.
Who led the Mustangs in everything.
In pretty much everything.
And Jordan Brown. Of Corinda Academy.
Who led them in pretty much everything other than rebounding, which Jeff Titsworth led them in. So, those were 2 very, very good multi-dimensional players. They could score, they could rebound, they led their teams in assists. Yeah. They could play defense.
Anything, very athletic.
Both very athletic. Anything you ask them to do, they could do. So
yes.
Both very deserving.
Anything. Bounce your checkbook.
Yeah. Yep.
Dish out assists.
Whatever you need them to do.
Wax the floors.
Finish your algebra homework.
There you go. Nick helped me with some algebra just the other day.
Yeah, exactly. Our 2 forwards, Casey Crookshank of Sydney.
Stacey Casey.
And Tyler Stevie of Corinda. Yeah. Once again, they're kind of the same thing as the 2 we just talked about. Yeah. Very multi-dimensional players.
Workhorses. They're both workhorses.
Yeah. I think they were both yeah. on their teams in scoring. Stevie led the team in rebounding.
Yeah.
Crookshank was up there in rebounding, and
they did the dirty work.
Yeah, they did.
The dirty work.
They both could defend.
They delivered and took the elbows down low, scrapped for the loose ball.
I think the thing with our whole first team that when you look at it is, they could do a lot of things. There wasn't anyone on there that could just score and then was a defensive liability.
Bunch.
Yeah. Speaking of scrappy bunch, who's our utility player for
Brendan Hardy of Sydney.
He was our leading scorer this year. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he went to the basket fearlessly. He would go up against anybody in there, and he had a lot of good darting moves towards the basket and led them in scoring. So,
and if you've seen him play any sport, he's got quick feet, very, very good balance,
explosive,
can jump high,
agile. Right. All right, so that does it for the first team. Our second team, our 2 guards are Brandon Sweet of Clarinda and Andrew Thompson of Nishnabotna.
Big and little.
Yeah.
Thompson's fearless, too.
He is. He'll go,
he's fearless.
A few of the pictures I took of him going straight up against Nate Meyer.
Nate Meyer tried to eat him.
He had to be fearless because Nate Meyer's a big boy. And he went in there and he was willing to take that punishment and go to the free throw line. And so Brandon Sweet.
A powerful scorer.
Yeah.
Good with the ball.
I believe he led the Cardinals in scoring this year, didn't he?
A large part of their success, definitely.
Our 2 forwards, Jason Gregory of Sydney and Jordan Poe of Shenandoah.
Yeah. And, the things both these guys did don't show up real well in statistics.
Well, they were both good rebounders, both amongst their team. Gregory led the team. Poe was second on the team in rebounds. And, they would defend, they would bang with people. They weren't, neither one of them were overly big,
right?
Especially for the position they played. But, that they went in there, they scrapped, and they gave it all they had.
Right, right.
Our center, who's our center, Matt?
Jacques Clifton.
He blocked 165 million shots this year.
He blocked everything. He blocked a couple of his own teammates' shots.
Jordan Brown got off a few shots, and Jacques came out of nowhere.
They thought Jordan was getting a big head. Yeah. They wanted to teach him a lesson. And he turned around and swatted his own.
Came out of nowhere and just blocked him. Yeah. So he definitely was a force in the middle.
Absolutely.
Anyone that played against the academy knows that, and it was not pleasant to try to get your shot off around him. Speaking of big people, our utility player.
We had to get the 11-footer of the team. He comes in at just over 11 feet tall.
He's 11 feet tall.
11 foot tall. Who's that? Jared Stansberg.
Jared Stansberg.
Clarinda.
Yep.
Clarinda.
Yep. He like Clifton. He changed the game in the middle with his size. So
made people go the different direction a lot of times.
Saw him dunk it a few times.
Dunking.
Yeah.
Dunking's an important part of the sport.
Right. It is.
So we know he can dunk.
That's our team.
Unlike Garrett Graham, who only claims he can dunk.
I've never seen any proof that Garrett Graham can actually dunk.
We know Jared Stansberg can dunk.
All right, that's our first and second team, and out of that, we also selected a player of the year.
We did select a player of the year.
Tell everybody who that is.
We looked at stats and talked to people around the area.
Overall impact of that they had on the team, and
it was almost unanimous.
Yeah,
Jordan Brown, Clarinda Academy. I got to see him play once, and he was so fast, he had me falling out of my seat just watching him. I think he was going one way, he'd go the other way. He was throwing passes that, and you would talk to coaches around the area, and without a doubt, that was always.
Coaches told you that they saw him do things that they've never seen anybody in the area do. There was he just played different than everybody else. Kind of at a quicker level, and he could do it all.
Right.
There was nothing he couldn't do. Led the team in scoring, assists, was up there in rebounds, led him in steals. And I think when he wasn't playing for him, showed just as much about how good a player he was than when he was, because
he got released and they started losing.
Yep, they lost to Fremont Mills, who they handled by
30.
Yeah, earlier in the year when they had him.
And they lost to Clarinda in the playoffs. And you got to think a 2-point game is a lot different with Jordan Brown.
Exactly. So his impact was definitely felt when he wasn't playing for him, and that was another reason we decided he had to be the player of the year.
Yeah, that was sometimes it's a really you get 4 or 5 really good ideas for a word like that. And he was the first name out of everybody's mouth, pretty much. Yeah. So
and not to say there weren't good players. All those other players that we named on the teams were very good.
Some solid athletes.
Yeah,
on
he was
teams.
The one that just stood out.
Yeah.
To everybody you talked to.
So too.
All right, we're on to the girls' team now. You lost it, didn't you? Lost it again.
Oh, I found it.
On to the girls' team. Same thing as the boys. First, second team, 6 players. And go ahead and start us off on the first team.
I will start us off on the first team. We'll start with our center. Our center.
Starting off right in the middle, huh?
Right in the middle with the center.
Big surprise here.
Big surprise. Huge surprise, Amy Osborne.
Wow. Really?
In an upset.
Yeah.
And she blocked 6 million shots, had a couple of games where she scored 90+.
She ended up her career as the all-time leading scorer in the Corner Conference, both in a season and for a career. So, a player like that doesn't come around often, obviously.
Nope.
And, she had 1,500 career points. She was only a few rebounds away from 1,000 career rebounds. I think she had 10,000 career blocks. I'm not sure that's accurate, but
1,000 a game one time.
Yeah. So, there was nothing that she couldn't do.
Nope.
Our two guards,